Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅgham saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us pay homage to the Triple Gem. Itipiso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarathi sattha deva manussanam buddho bhagavati Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Sandittiko Akaliko Ehipassiko Upanaiko Pacchatang Veditabbo Vinyohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujjapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyāyapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sāmicipatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidam cattari purisa yugani Attha purisa punggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyaketang lokasati Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I pay homage to my teacher, Lukswami Mahasi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We learned about the Kāyasutta, but we didn't finish. If you can remember, the Enlightened One taught there are unwholesome qualities that should be given up by the body, not by speech. We discussed about that, the different types of unwholesome qualities. And then Buddha taught when others notice our offense or evil actions, they can come to help us. They will advise us to abandon unwholesome bodily actions and to develop wholesome bodily actions. So regarding this bodily behavior, we can at least get some external help. Then we discussed about the unwholesome qualities that should be given up by speech, not by the body. Again, Buddha taught that when other people can hear what we say with speech, they can help us. They can point out when we make an offense. So they will advise us to give up bad bodily verbal conduct and develop good verbal conduct. Again, we get that external help to improve ourselves. And today we are going to learn about the third category of unwholesome qualities, and these are the things that should be given up neither by the body nor by speech, but by seeing again and again with wisdom. So you can understand how important it is to abandon unwholesome qualities in our life, because they create all the bad karma, and then the bad karma brings lots of pain, misery, and suffering to the life. And Buddha also has taught us that everything begins in the mind. Mind is the chief. Mind is the forerunner of all actions. When the mind is impure, the bodily actions are going to be unwholesome, verbal actions are going to be unwholesome. So it is very important to understand what is going on inside the mind. So in this segment of the sutta, Buddha is going to teach us about very subtle, hidden, negative qualities of the mind. And the only way one can abandon these unwholesome thoughts is by seeing again and again with wisdom. When a wise person sees them with wisdom, they can make an effort to abandon them. So an external person is not going to help us in this case, because they cannot see in general. They don't know what is going inside our mind, except the Buddha or enlightened monks with psychic powers. So there is a list of evil thoughts here, unwholesome thoughts, so we can get an idea about how these impure thoughts arise in the mind, and the nature of those thoughts, and how these negative thoughts leads to the accumulation of unwholesome karma, bad karma. We can discuss about these things.
And what are things that should be given up neither by the body nor by speech, but by seeing again and again with wisdom? Greed, hate, delusion, anger, acrimony, disdain, contempt, and stinginess are things that should be given up neither by the body nor by speech, but by seeing again and again with wisdom. Nasty jealousy should be given up neither by the body nor by speech, but by seeing again and again with wisdom. And what is nasty jealousy? It is when a householder or their child is prospering in money, grain, silver, or gold, and a bond servant or dependent thinks, "Oh, may that householder or their child not prosper in money, grain, silver, or gold." Or an ascetic or Brahmin receives robes, arms, food, lodgings, and medicines and supplies for the sick. And some other ascetic or Brahmin thinks, "Oh, may that ascetic or Brahmin not receive robes, arms, food, lodgings, and medicines and supplies for the sick." This is called nasty jealousy.
Okay, good. So now Buddha teaches here examples for the unwholesome thoughts that should be given up by seeing again and again with wisdom. And one of those unwholesome thoughts is jealous thoughts, right? Jealous thoughts. When they arise, a wise person should recognize, okay, this is jealousy. So now you understand the meaning of it. Buddha very clearly gives an example here. When somebody prospers in money, somebody gains fame, somebody becomes popular, somebody is more talented, and when somebody else sees that, if they think, oh, may that fame not go to that person, may that person not be famous, not popular, right? Or when you see somebody rich, you think, another person thinks, may that person be not rich, may that person be poor. That's these kind of thoughts come to the mind because of the jealousy, right? So in the first part of the example, Buddha explains about how this um, unwholesome thought arises in a layperson's mind. In the second part of the example, Buddha explains how this evil thought arises in an ascetic mind. Means somebody who left the household life, but still these kind of jealous thoughts can arise in them. So when they see another ascetic, another monk, another religious person receives praise, respect, homage, veneration, gifts, the robes, lodging, medicine, food. When another ascetic, when they see that, they think, oh, that person should not get those things. Only I should receive respect, veneration, homage, gifts from lay people. And why those kind of thoughts arise? Because of the jealousy. So Buddha teaches this is an example for an unwholesome thought that should be given up neither by the body nor by speech, but by seeing again and again with wisdom. I'll show you an example how these dangerous thoughts led to the rebirth of human being in a ghost realm. Because they did not use this technique of recognizing these unwholesome thoughts with wisdom. They did not recognize it at all. So the result was very painful, very unfortunate. They ended up in taking rebirth in the ghost world. So this is something happens to some humans who live in this world, and they end up in very painful, miserable places after death. And our effort here is, of course, to overcome the rebirth of these kind of miserable planes, and also to overcome the bad karma, to overcome rebirth in this existence by attaining stages of enlightenment. And when you read these things, when you learn these failures of life, the stories of uh, failures, you will be encouraged to follow this path and get this assurance to the life.
The ghost Mata. A housewife named Tisa sees a female ghost and questions, Tisa, you are naked and very ugly. Your veins are popping out? You thin person, with your ribs sticking out, who are you? Mata the ghost says, my name is Mata, and you are Tisa. Don't you remember? I was your husband's other wife. I did lots of evil actions and was born in the ghost world.
So in India at that time, it was the tradition that one man can have few wives, right? So this husband has two wives. One wife's name is Mata, and the other wife's name was Tissa. And Tissa is still by then still was living in the human world. She was a human woman, but the other wife, Mata, already passed away, and she did lots of evil things, especially um, did not recognize jealous thoughts when they arise in her mind. And she now is a ghost, female ghost, and she comes to the presence of Tissa, the other wife. Now, this is a discussion between a human woman and a female ghost. Okay? Please continue.
Yes, Bante. Tisa says, now what evil deed have you done by body, speech, or mind for you to have been born in the world of ghosts? Mata says, I got angry easily and spoke harshly. I was very jealous, greedy, and cunning. Having used harsh words, I have been reborn in the world of ghosts. Tisa says, oh yes, I remember you. You were very violent those days. Let me ask you something else. Why are you covered in dirt? Mata says, do you remember one day you had bathed and dressed in clean clothes? I wanted to be more beautiful than you, so I wore a more beautiful dress than yours. But I saw our husband talking and paying more attention to you rather than me. I was extremely jealous and got angry. I took some dirt from the ground and threw it at you. As a result of that bad deed, now I'm covered in dirt. Tisa says, oh yes, I remember that day you threw dirt at me. Now let me ask something else. Why are you scratching your entire body? Mata says, one day we both went into the forest to gather some medicinal herbs. You brought back medicinal herbs, but I brought back plants that would make the body itchy. Secretly, I scattered them over your bed. As a result of that bad action, my body is always itchy. Tisa says, oh yes, I remember that morning when my body got very itchy. Here's another question. Why are you naked? Mata says, one day when friends and relatives gathered for a party, you and our husband were invited while I was not. I was very jealous and stole the clothes that you were going to wear to the party. This is why now I'm naked. Tisa says, oh yes, yes, I remember when you stole my clothes that night. I have another question. Why do you smell of excrement? Mata says, you had nice perfumes, cosmetics, and necklaces made of flowers. I threw them into a pile of excrement. That is why now I am very smelly. Tisa says, yes, I also remember that. When I found my perfumes, cosmetics, and flower necklaces in a pile of excrement. I would also like to ask you, why do you suffer so much? The Mata says, the wealth in our house was equally shared among us, but I did not collect much merit. Therefore, I have to suffer now. You warned me, saying, you are doing evil things. Happiness will not come from evil. Then Tisa says, you mistook me for an enemy when I was trying to help. You were also very jealous of me. Now you can see the result of your evil. You had maids and servants in the house and plenty of jewelry, but now they are used by others. Wealth is not eternal. Buddha's father is coming home from the market soon. Maybe he will give you something. Do not go anywhere. Wait until he comes.
So can you see the difference between somebody who has evil thoughts and somebody has pure thoughts, right? Now this Tissa is a very faithful devotee of the Buddha, and she's very virtuous, kind, compassionate, generous. Can you see that difference in her character? She still she was very patient when the fellow wife was jealous, always jealous at her. She was very patient, very kind, very forgiving, and still now she's trying to help her. Like Buddha's father means Buddha means their son, and Buddha's father means their husband. So now she's still trying to help this female ghost, and she wanted to, you know, give something. So she asks the female ghost to wait until their husband returns from the market, right? So this is the difference between different characters. One is already suffering in the ghost world. She lost this precious human birth. And in the ghost world, you can read more about ghost world by reading the stories of ghosts. Petavattu, it is one of the Pali, the original collection of original discourses of the Buddha. And you can see in the ghost world, it is said that there is no farming, no trading. Um, there's nothing like that. There is no money exchange. You cannot buy anything. There's lots of hunger and thirst in that world. So only few ghosts survive on the merit transferred to them from the human world. Then only they get some water, some food. Otherwise, there is lots of widespread hunger and thirst in the ghost world. Um, because they were born there due to excessive greed, um, jealousy, anger, evil wishes, lying, cursing others due to these reasons, and they are repaying their evil actions in the world. Yeah, you can continue.
Atta, I'm naked and very ugly with veins popping out. It is embarrassing for a woman to be like this. Do not let Buddha's father see me. Tissa, okay then. What can I give or do for you which can make you happy and gain what you want? Matta, invite 4 monks as a group and 4 individually. Offer alms to these 8 monks and dedicate the merit to me. Then I will be happy and gain what I want.
So there is very important thing here. She knew when she was in the human world, she knew that the Buddha was there, the monks were there, people are talking about the enlightenment, about the monks, about the dana, about the merit and everything she heard, but she was very negligent. She didn't want to give dana, she didn't want to collect merit, but now as a ghost, female ghost, she knows the power of merit. She badly needs that help now, but it is too late because she cannot collect merit by herself now. The only way she can gain some happiness, some comfort, is by waiting for the humans to transfer the merit after giving the dana to the monks, and then transfer the merit in the name of the departed relatives. Then only she will get some comfort. So now you can see how many good things she already missed, right? But because of the kindness of this other wife, Tissa, she still has some opportunity. There are many other ghosts. They don't have a single opportunity like this. Sometimes the family members don't believe in karma. They don't have any faith in the sangha, in the virtuous monks, so they don't want to go and give dana to the monks, and they don't know anything about transferring merit. So many ghosts don't have even this opportunity. But because of the kindness of this other wife, Matta, this ghost gets some comfort. You can see that, and she knows how she's going to gain some happiness in the ghost world. It's by receiving merit from the human world, and so she asks Tissa to give dana, invite the monks, and the important thing is she knows the sangha dana as well now. As a female ghost, she knows the sangha dana. That's why she wants Tissa to invite 4 monks as a group. That means a Sanghadana. And also she asks her to invite 4 other monks individually. Okay. Okay, somebody can continue.
Tissa, okay, I will. She offered arms and robes to 8 monks and dedicated the merit to Makta. The result of this donation immediately took effect in the form of food, drink, and clothing for the ghost. She became pure, wearing cleanest and finest clothes with jewelry, and then approached Tissa. Tissa, who are you with heavenly beauty, shining in all directions like a star? Why are you so beautiful? What merit have you collected when you were human?
So something to note here, that with the transference of the merit, the ghost didn't become a goddess, okay? That is important. The female ghost suddenly did not become a goddess, but she's still in the ghost world. As a ghost, she received clothing, she received food, drink, and these things, but it's for a temporary time period. That is the nature of the ghost world. So because of the gravity of the bad karma, the ghost, all those ghosts have to remain in the ghost world until the result of the karma is exhausted and karma is used up. So that is how the natural law works. Now she is very beautiful because of the of well received merit. Yes, please continue.
Matta. My name is Matta and you are Tissa. Don't you remember? I was your husband's other wife. I did lots of evil actions and was born in the ghost world. But I'm very happy now, rejoicing in your gift. I do not fear anything. May you live long, my sister, happily with all your relatives. Tissa. Yes, sister, one should practice the Dhamma and be generous by giving alms. The person who does this will be reborn in heaven where there is no sorrow.
So this is from the stories of ghosts. You can read more. You can read the entire translation in the suttafriends.org. Suttafriends.org and go to Petavat. There's an entire translation.
Thank you, Pante, for teaching the Dhamma. Namo Buddhaya. I have a question on the 2 different types of monks. The dana being offered to the group of 4 and 4 individual. What is the distinction? How should we understand it? Thank you.
Yeah, so there's a very clear distinction between the Sanghadana and the individual dana. And you can read more about this by reading the Dakkhina Vibhanga Sutta, the exposition of offerings, the name of the sutta from the Majjhima Nikaya. In that sutta, Buddha teaches there are 14 types of individual offerings. And when you give something thinking that I am offering this to this so and so. I offer this to the monk with this name. So you think in your mind, you have that thought, I offer this thing to this monk. I offer this thing to the chief monk of the monastery, or I offer this to the that monk. Like that, you have an individual preference. Okay, so that's the individual offering, personal dana, and that is one dana, and you collect lots of merit by offering dana like that. But there is another offering called offering to the sangha. That means you don't select monks in your mind. You have this idea of offering to the entire community of sangha. So you think, oh, the Arahants are included in the community of monks, Arahant Sariputta Thero, Arahant Moggallana Thero, Arahant Angulimala Thero, Arahant Mahakassapa Thero, and other Theros who attain non-returning, once returning, stream entry, and thinking about all these followers of the Buddha, you think, may my offering be for the Sangha, for the entire community of monks. And Buddha teaches, you collect immeasurable merit.
Thank you.
Immeasurable merit, and it is so powerful. So that is what the ghost asked in the first part of her request. Please make a Sangadan offering. Please invite 4 monks as a community to represent the community of monks and offer a Sangadana to them. Buddha teaches there is not a single personal dana that can be compared with the Sangadana results. Always Sangadana results surpasses the personal offerings. Okay, so that's the distinction.
Yeah, Bantes, I actually have the same question regarding why is it there's a group as well as the individual. But then Bante explained. However, Bante, I also asked about representing the Bantes in this dana. So is there something regarding the 4? So meaning it has to be by 4s, multiples of 4, or
Yeah,
what?
normally,
Yeah.
when there is a community, like
Mhm.
especially for the Vinaya things, in the doctrinal issues and the assemblies, always Sangha means there should be 4 monks for in terms of Vinaya aspects. But so that was a very common aspect of the Sangha. So, but so people want like to invite 4 monks sometimes. At least 4 of we can learn very clearly when Buddha teaches gift to the Sangha is also considered a Sangadana.
I see. Yes.
Even giving a gift to a single monk with the intention of Sangadana, it counts as a Sangadana.
I see. Thank you, Bante. Thank you.
And also this is very powerful. Like, think about this fact that you can still help your departed relatives, not only in this life, even in previous lives, because there is no any other way we can help departed relatives after they departed. But Buddha discovered this amazing way we can still help our mothers, fathers from past lives, brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, relatives. That's why people who believe in these teachings and this karma and result, they really like to come to the monks and give the Sangadana and transfer the merit to their departed relatives. That's a powerful way of showing gratitude for the people who have helped us in the past, in this long journey of samsara. There are so many parents who have helped us, but they took the wrong path and now suffering in lower destinations, but still we are grateful and we want to help them. So this is a powerful way of showing gratitude to the people who helped us, who lived with us in this long journey of samsara.
Namo Buddhaya Bante.
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
So, is it true that some ghosts cannot receive the merits that we share with them? Or
Yeah, so it is a very, very clear thing that not all the ghosts can receive when the merit is transferred. Only a certain category of ghosts are able to receive the merit. So that's also kind of a sad thing. But even in that selected category, that only exclusive category, still there are lots of relatives who lived with us. Buddha taught that it's never empty from our relatives. So it's always sharing merit, transferring merit is meaningful.
thank you.
Okay, and so the main point there in that story was the danger of this nasty jealousy, right? She never understood that her own the defilement in her own mind would eventually take her to a miserable rebirth. She never understood that, and her wife, fortunately, she got this beautiful friend, right? When the other person was still hurting her, this good person, the other wife, good wife, still wanted to help her. Did you hear that? That she was telling, "Oh, yes, you wanted to help me, but I didn't care." So that's how some people miss this friendship, good association. It's too late now for some people. So that is a very good example how these evil thoughts lead to awful bad karma. And we go to understand another evil thought. We go back to the Kāyasutta. So so this is about nasty jealousy. How to overcome this bad quality, the negative thought.
To see,
Cultivating.
to see again and again with.
Yeah, first to see again and again with wisdom, and then replace jealousy with appreciative joy, which is mudita. When you see somebody beautiful, handsome, you rejoice in their achievement, you rejoice in their good karma, you bless them from your heart. May they enjoy good health, may they enjoy long life, may they enjoy beauty, may they enjoy wealth, may they enjoy fame, may they improve day by day. Those beautiful thoughts instead of jealousy.
Namo Buddhaya Bante. My question is, so if you have a bad thought, but you don't act upon it, is it still bad karma, or is it just a bad thought because all it is a thought? And if you've looked at that thought but haven't acted upon it, are you still creating bad karma?
Powerful good karma. That's how
Oh.
you should remember it. Powerful good karma. You saw it, you recognize it, and you make an intentional effort not to act upon it, right? That intentional effort, deliberate effort you made, it itself creates powerful good karma.
Thank you, Bhante.
Those are the things we should collect one by one to our life. Those intentional efforts to avoid acting with these defilements, and that is the beginning of elimination them completely. The beginning is this: recognizing, contemplating on the disadvantages, the drawbacks, and then restraint of body and speech. So we don't use our bodily actions and verbal actions based on that defilement. We make an intentional, volitional effort to restrain ourselves. That's the beginning of the good karma path. Then we go to the second evil thought category. Here Buddha teaches an example for evil wishes. What is the evil wish? Corrupt wishes or evil wishes. Papicha.
Yes.
Corrupt wishes should be given up neither by the body nor by speech, but by seeing again and again with wisdom. And what are the corrupt wishes? It's when a faithless person wishes to be known as faithful. An unethical person wishes to be known as ethical. An unlearned person wishes to be known as learned. A lover of company wishes to be known as secluded. A lazy person wishes to be known as energetic. An unmindful person wishes to be known as mindful. A person without immersion wishes to be known as having immersion. A witless person wishes to be known as wise. A person who has not ended the defilements wishes to be known as having ended the defilements. These are called corrupt wishes. Corrupt wishes should be given up neither by the body nor by speech, but by seeing again and again with wisdom.
Okay, very good. So now you have an idea about evil wishes, and these evil wishes are also to be given up neither by body nor by speech, but by seeing again and again with wisdom. Nobody is going to come and show us, oh, you are having an evil wish now. Don't act based on that. Try to abandon that. No one is going to help us in that case. We have to use our own wisdom, recognize it. So it's like we are standing in front of a mirror, right? You know, to see our face, to remove some blemishes, impurities. So we have to work by ourselves. In the same way, it's like looking at the mirror, we have to watch our mind. And these are very subtle things, these evil wishes. And in this case, there's an example. This is only one example for evil wishes. Buddha teaches there is somebody who doesn't have that much of faith, or he completely lacks faith. But what is his evil wish? He wishes to be known as faithful. So he acts, he pretends to be a faithful person so he can gain respect, attention from other people. So this evil wish can be found in that person's mind. And then there's this another person, that person does not follow precepts. And that person breaks precepts maybe in secret. But there's an evil wish. This person wants other people to know him or her as a virtuous person, so he can receive respect, veneration from other people. That's an evil wish. Unlearned person means there's a person who does not know that much of Dhamma, who has not gathered the Dhamma knowledge, but he acts like somebody who has lots of Dhamma knowledge. So he can be famous, he can be popular among others, right? And so then, like that, a lover of company means genuinely this person likes to mingle with others and enjoy crowds, but he wants other people to know him as a very good meditator, always appreciates seclusion, like that. It's an evil wish. And a lazy person wishes to be known as energetic. Unmindful person wishes to be known as mindful. Person without samadhi, this person is not a good meditator, but there is nothing wrong of not being a good meditator. I mean, everybody is in a training, everybody is trying to practice, but the problem here is this evil wish, this papicha. There's this evil wish to be known as somebody who has very good meditation, meditative absorption, samadhi, jhanas. And there is a person who lacks wisdom, but this person pretends to be like a wise person, expecting honor and veneration from the society. And also, this is even more dangerous. There is a person who has not ended defilements. That means this person is not an arahant yet, not an enlightened person, not a liberated person, but he has this very dangerous evil wish to be known as having ended the defilements. Like a fake arahant, fake anagami, fake sakadagami, fake sotapana, like that. And these evil wishes can take them a long way. They can create so many stories, they can write books, even books, so that other people would know them as arahants. Or they can make YouTube channels and do interviews, so then other people would think, okay, this person is an arahant, very venerated person. But that comes from a corrupt wish, evil wish, right? So that other people cannot help you. You have to help yourself. You have to see your own defilement, the defilement in the mind with your wisdom. So this is one example of evil wishes. Everybody has to understand they can arise in everybody's mind from time to time. I will show you some examples about the same evil wishes category, so you can get more understanding about evil wishes. Now you can see this Dhammapada is about complete purification of mind, right? Even these subtle evil wishes, subtle defilements should be eventually gone. And that is how pure, perfect, well proclaimed and profound this path is. Not a trace of defilements are going to be remained. That's the profundity of this path. So in this discourse, I have shared the screen. This is the Anangana Sutta from the Majjhima Nikaya. You can understand more about these evil wishes. And here it is translated as unskillful wish, but it's the same thing. Picha, evil wishes. And another term for those is blemish. Blemish is another term for evil wishes. This is a discussion between Arahant Sariputta Thero and Arahant Moggallana Thero. A very beautiful Dhamma discussion. And we are just using a part of the sutta. You can read the entire sutta by reading the Anangana Sutta about blemish.
Reverend, the word blemish is spoken of, but what is blemish a term for? Reverend, blemish is a term for the spheres of bad, unskillful wishes. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, if I commit an offense, I hope that mendicants don't find out. But it's possible that the mendicants do find out that that mendicant has committed an offense. Thinking, the mendicants have found out about my offense, they get angry and bitter. And that anger and that bitterness are both blemishes.
So here they means that monk, okay? The monk who committed the offense gets angry and bitter. Why? Because his evil wish was that I committed an offense, but others shouldn't know about it. That's the evil wish. But what happened was everybody got to know about it. Now he's very angry. And that anger and bitterness are both blemishes. Please continue.
It's possible that some mendicant might wish, if I commit an offense, I hope the mendicants accuse me in private, not in the middle of the Sangha. But it's possible that the mendicants do accuse that mendicant in the middle of the Sangha.
And what happens? Here at this part, that monk gets angry.
That monk gets angry and bitter, and that anger and that bitterness are both blemishes. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, if I commit an offense, I hope I'm accused by a counterpart, not by someone who is not a counterpart. But it's possible that someone who is not a counterpart accuses that mendicant, and they get angry and bitter, and that anger and that bitterness are both blemishes. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, oh, I hope the teacher will teach the mendicants by repeatedly questioning me alone, not some other mendicants. But it's possible that the teacher will teach the mendicants by repeatedly questioning some other mendicant.
So he gets angry.
And he gets angry. And
that anger is a blemish.
Yes. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, oh, I hope the mendicants will enter the village for the meal, putting me at the very front, not some other mendicant. But it's possible that the mendicants will enter the village for the meal, putting some other mendicants at the very front.
Oh.
They get angry.
They get angry and they get bitter. And that angry and bitterness is a blemish. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, oh, I hope that I alone get the best seat, the best drink, and the best almsfood in the refectory, not some other mendicant. But it's possible that some other mendicant gets the best seat, the best drink, and the best almsfood in the refectory. And they get angry and bitter. And that angry and bitterness is a blemish. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, I hope that I alone give the verses of appreciation after eating in the refectory, not some other mendicant. But it's possible that some other mendicant gives the verses of appreciation after eating in the refectory. And they get angry and bitter, and that anger and bitterness is a blemish. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, oh, I hope that I might teach the Dhamma to the monks, nuns, laymen, and laywomen in the monastery, not some other mendicant. But it's possible that some other mendicant teaches the Dhamma to the monks, nuns, laymen, and laywomen in the monastery, and not some other mendicant. And they get angry, and that anger and bitterness is a blemish. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, oh, I hope that the monks and nuns, laywomen and laymen will honor, respect, revere, and venerate me alone, not some other mendicant. But it's possible that some other mendicant is honored, respected, revered, and venerated, and they get angry and bitter about it. That anger and bitterness is a blemish. It's possible that some mendicant might wish, I hope I get the nicest robes, almsfood, lodgings and medicines and supplies for the sick, not some other mendicant. But it's possible that some other mendicant gets the nicest robe, almsfood, lodging and medicines and supplies for the sick. And they get angry about it, and that anger and bitterness is a blemish. Thinking some other mendicant has got the nicest robes, alms, food, lodgings, and medicament and supplies for the sick, they get angry and bitter, and that anger and the bitterness are both blemishes. Blemish is a term for the spheres of bad, unskillful wishes.
So, did you see those examples? Do you have anything to add?
Yes, Bante.
Do you have more
So,
examples?
no, so this person is very egoistic, eh? So everything is me, me, me. Sounds like Mr. T.
It's not only it's not only that person's problem, it's it's our problem.
So, Bante, how can we help this kind of person? I mean, what
No,
kind of
we
meditation?
should first help ourselves.
Loving kindness meditation to himself, I guess, right?
Now you see the danger of those evil wishes, right? And the evil wish ends up in anger and bitterness. So there's the point there. If we are angry, and if we can see this grudge growing inside, we can make an effort to do some investigation inside our mind. What is the reason for this anger? What is the reason for this grudge in my mind? And when you investigate, you go backward, okay? You investigate one by one. What is the reason for that? And then you might find in some cases the reason is that evil wish. You had an evil wish. You did not get what you wanted. Instead, somebody else got that. And that is the reason for your anger. And now you can make an effort to remove that evil wish from your mind and you will be at peace. You think, okay, doesn't matter. If I don't get it, that's okay. May somebody else get it. Okay, maybe, okay, it doesn't matter if others don't respect me. I'm still kind and compassionate. It's okay for others to be venerated, to be respected. So let them respect others. Let them venerate others. You will be at peace. But this thing, this self-centered notion all the time, I am the only one, I am the superb one, everybody should respect me, everybody should give only to me, not to others. This is the cage. So we are inside the cage, don't know where the key to go out, and suffering inside. So these are examples for evil wishes. So how to give up them? By seeing again and again with wisdom. Okay. So now you can understand only somebody who completely abandoned these defilements from their mind can teach this in this way to the world. So that is the Buddha, enlightened one, who was able to cleanse the mind fully, purify the mind fully, and now teaches the world about the danger of those things and the techniques how to remove them. This is an example. This is the story behind Arahant quality of the Buddha. Arahant, Itipiso Bhagava Arahant, we chant all the time. Arahant means the Buddha is free from all these unwholesome blemishes, unwholesome thoughts, evil wishes, all the negative qualities. Buddha is freed from all these negative qualities. That's why devotees have this faith in the Arahant quality of the Buddha. You can see that throughout the discourses. A person who holds these blemishes, these unwholesome qualities, cannot teach like this. When somebody speaks, somebody with defilements, evil wishes, when they speak, when they act, and their life stories, their discussions, conversations, meetings with people are recorded, you can recognize that person through those accounts. You can see when you read some parts of those sources, you can read, oh, this person has defilements. This person has defilements. But when you read discourses, there are 18,000 discourses, discourse by discourse, sutta by sutta. When you read, it's like Buddha is standing in front of you, and you can see the Buddha without blemishes, without defilements. These discourses reflect the purity of the mind of the Buddha. That's why Buddha thought, when that monk, some monks wanted to see the Buddha's external appearance, Buddha said, no, you look at the Dhamma, then you will see me. The only way to see the Buddha is through the Dhamma. When you read the Dhamma, study the Dhamma, apply the Dhamma, then you will see, oh, the person who taught this, definitely freed of all these defilements. Otherwise, a person with these defilements cannot teach like this. Okay, so anybody has any questions about what we learned today or anything else you wanted to ask?
Bante,
Yes, right.
and the 18,000 discourses all revolve around the Four Noble Truths?
Correct.
I don't understand how that can be.
Yeah, so many words, so many letters, and all words are
So,
core.
so when we read a discourse, we should always be thinking about the Four Noble Truths and how it applies to them when we read a discourse?
Yeah, you can recognize it. If you pay attention, you can see suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering, path to end suffering are very clearly laid out in those discourses.
Thank you, Bante.
Okay. And in this discourse we are learning in the Kāyasutta, you can see the same thing. Now we are learning about the cause of suffering in a different aspect. In this case, cause of suffering is these defilements of the mind. And you can see the path to end those, end the causes, right? By following the good bodily conduct, good verbal conduct, and using these techniques of purifying the mind. So that's the path to end suffering. So like that you can see these landmarks. Like it's in general, there are some suttas. For example, Buddha teaches there are 8 reasons for the shaking, the trembling of the earth, right? So like that, there are suttas about these other things as well, but in general, in these the suttas with core teachings of the Buddha, you can very clearly see the Four Noble Truths are explained in different ways. Eight reasons for earthquakes. reasons for untimely rain. Another sutta. And then another sutta is disadvantages of not brushing teeth regularly. So, things like that. And the benefits of brushing teeth every day. And how to become a good attendant on a sick person. So there are discourses like that. Okay, any other questions? So that's not the end of the sutta. We will learn more about seeing again and again with wisdom, seeing the defilements. More examples. Today we learned, especially we learned about jealousy and examples for evil wishes. Now it's up to us to see them when they arise. We can see how we live in pain when they are in the mind. We will see how much peace enter our life when we recognize them and abandon them. We are very fortunate because we have these teachings available. You want to be like a Matta or Tissa?
But so Bhante, what about what about when you see the way it's supposed to be, but you're not going to cross there because your craving is like, I see some things, but I say, well, I'm not going to do that because I'm too attached to my family or to my lifestyle or anything like that. I'm not going to go that far. What do you do? What do you do then? I find that all the time.
So you are not going to go that far means you're not going to do the evil thing?
No, what I mean is, okay, I go as far as the five precepts, but I'm not going to go to the 8 sometimes because of maybe my lifestyle, or I'm not going to leave my family to pursue something further. And sometimes that tears at you, like even my lifestyle. Like sometimes, well, I could probably give a lot more, but I would have a lot less.
So you like to follow the 5 precepts, but not 8 precepts. That's an example.
Well, that's an example, but I guess what I mean is I could probably give a lot more, but that would mean that the things that I have, the lifestyle that I enjoy would be a lot less, and I'm not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to live a less of a life. And I know it's attachment.
Yeah,
I
so
know
it's not like we doing it. That's not how we understand it. The life would come itself by nature. The life would itself come to a point that it would naturally act in a way that you would advance further. So at this stage, if your Dhammapada stays in 5 precepts, that's the natural result of it, and you don't need to like. It's an illusion that thinking that there is somebody inside this controlling everything, but things happen by the Dhamma. So let's say today you feel like you are more comfortable with 5 precepts, but the Dhamma path will change you one day in the future, that you will feel more comfortable with 8 precepts, but it's not going to happen now. It's not going to happen by force. It's not like that.
So I should not. So I should not be like. I shouldn't worry about that. Then I should just let
No,
whatever.
you should not worry.
Okay.
Let the
Okay. Thank you, Bhante.
let the Dhamma take you in the path by the Dhamma in a natural way. That's a very good question. Some people try to get involved in arousing wholesome qualities with a notion of self, and they fail. When they try to get involved in the growth of the spiritual path with a notion of self, they don't feel comfortable. They don't experience the joy of cultivating wholesome qualities, and finally end up losing all wholesome qualities, having no interest of wholesome qualities. That's because they are going to do that like artificially, like with a notion of self. But this Dhammapada is not like that. Things should gradually come along by the Dhamma, with the Dhamma. So it's like that. So we just
Oh,
need,
thank you, Bhante.
yeah, we just need patience. We just need to enjoy the wholesome qualities available to us right now. If we feel very comfortable with 5 precepts now, that is where you should experience that joy. Okay, let's say you try to forcefully push your life towards 8 precepts, but it's not happening with the support of the Dhamma, but you are doing it with the support of very strong ego or self or whatever, and but you don't feel comfortable with 8 precepts, with or in that's only an example. 8 precepts is one example, but with any other advanced wholesome quality, okay, but you don't experience a joy with that wholesome quality. So rather than suffering with it, it's better to be satisfied with the wholesome qualities you have and develop that rapture and joy, because that rapture and joy based on the current available wholesome qualities will eventually lead you to advanced qualities. It's better than losing even the initial things. I hope you understand. Yeah, that's a very good question. So let the Dhamma flow naturally, taking you in the direction of the Dhamma. Okay. That is the reason why people are different in this Dhamma path. You know, somebody becomes an arahant, somebody becomes a non-returner, another person becomes a once returner, another person becomes a stream enterer, one person practices the brahmachari celibate precept, one person does not practice that person is happy with the 5 precepts, living with a wife, living with a family. Some people leave the family life, become a monk, and it's all different, various, but they all are following the same path, same goal, right? So the most important thing is you check whether you experience the spiritual joy, rapture, happiness based on the wholesome quality you are practicing right now. That is important. Okay.
Tirosara Swaminathan,
Yes.
sometimes can you explain the differences between these words, raga, lobha, and abhijja? Are they same or the different?
Understanding difference. I think in different contexts, they have different meanings, but they have common nature. Common nature is that they are unwholesome, and we need to abandoned them. So lobha is greed, and raga is also greed, craving for sights, sounds. Desire is another translation for raga. Desire for sights, sounds, smells, tastes, tangibles, mind objects like that. And abhijja is also covetousness, is translated as covetousness, excessive greed. So Buddha uses different words with sometimes with similar meaning, but they have this common nature. They all bring pain. They all lead to unwholesome karma, and they all lead to bad karma. But the good news is that one path, single path can eliminate all of those, whatever the name. Whatever the name, doesn't matter. People can follow this single path that would uproot everything, all these unwholesome thoughts. You have 100 names, all gone. What is the single path? Noble Eightfold Path. Okay.
Swaminath, Vishama Lobo and Loba, what's the difference between those two?
It's
Loba
like
and
greed
Vishama.
is like normal greed, but Vishamaloba is like excessive greed. So different levels of greed. Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we collected lots of merit this evening by going for refugee triple gem, observing precepts, practicing samatha, vipassana, meditations, reading the words of the Buddha, listening to the words of the Buddha, discussion through Dhamma discussion, helping each other in many ways, and we share all the merit with our teacher, Lok Swami Nwahansé. Sadhu. We share merit with all the monks and nuns in the world. Sadhu. We share all the merit with our parents, teachers, family members, relatives, and with all beings in this world. May all beings rejoice in the spirit, enjoy good health, long life, happiness, and peace. Sadhu.
Bhante, we also share merit with all the devas, Bhante. So
We share merit with all the devas. May all the devas rejoice in the spirit and help all of us to live peacefully, follow the Dhamma path peacefully.
sadhu. Oh, sorry, Bhante. Many merit for teaching us a beautiful Dhamma as always, and we would like to share merit with Bhante and ask for forgiveness. Okasa Vandami Bhante.
Okay.
Maya katang punyang samina anumoditabang. Samina katang punyang mayhang databang. Sadhu sadhu anumodami. Okasa dwaratena katang sabbang aceng kamatame Bhante. Okasa kamami Bhante, dutiyampi okasa kamami Bhante, tatiyampi okasa kamami Bhante.
Abhivadan Silissa Nichang Vandapachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukambalang Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Minate Samijjatu. So next Saturday we will have an in-person and online class, okay? So those who like in-person classes are welcome to join next Saturday at the monastery. Namo Buddha.
Namo Buddha.
Namo Buddha, Bhante.
Namo Buddha. Thank you,
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Thank you.
Swaminath.
Okay.
Namo Buddha.
Well and happy.
Thank you.
Namo Buddhaya Bhante.
Namo Buddha.
Happy Bhante everyone.
Thank you.